Shut up and sit down.
Howdy guys, I'm Sandy from Bigmeks Workshop Painting Studio, and it's a Snotling Blood Bowl team today. This was kindly donated by one of our patrons in order for us to get an interesting video out of it. And as you can see, just giving you a quick look at some of the guys. I've also done an unboxing video, so you get a really good look at the individuals on that as well. So getting on to the paintwork, obviously got a black prime, and we're starting off with the skin on all the goblins, Snotlings even. And this is Lauren Forest by Games Workshop. Going to be a bit of a mix of Games Workshop and Scale 75 paints, although I'll try and give you any GW variants wherever I can. As you can see, we're using really thin paints as always, and we get a nice base coat all over the models. Now, we've transferred onto a black background now because obviously the models have got a bit of colour on so they could stand out. And we're using Mephiston red for the weird sort of squig looking things. That's going to be there's two squig hopper type dudes and two guys who are throwing with squigs. So we're going to use the Mephiston red for both of those as the base colour. And this is getting a couple of good layers on it again. And I'm going to really make that colour nice and vibrant. Going to be quite a bright colour scheme. These are Snotlings, so we wanted it to look a little bit interesting. There's lots of nice features about these guys. They're all doing something different. So you've got about 10 individual models all getting painted up roughly the same time. So for the blues, we're starting off with McCrag Blue. Now this is going to be on different parts depending on the model. Obviously this guy's got some kind of crash helmet. The guy with stilts is getting a loincloth done in blue. So just throwing it around. So it's going to be like a kind of a blue and red team uniform. On to the some of the wood. So in this case it's the stilts. Also on the pump wagons as well. That's one part of it's based in Mornfang Brown, and we're also doing the stilts in two colours to make them look a bit more interesting. And we'll get to them, but they're using a slightly different colour brown, just to break it up a bit, make the wood look a little bit more natural, a bit more unusual. So as you can see, the pump wagons are really interesting again, and really are nice models of these, really characterful, like I say. So on to the other type of wood, and we're using Scale 75's walnut. Now you could probably use something like Steel Legion Drab, would probably work for that. That would be a good counter, a good alternative colour from GW. It's a nice sort of muddy brown. And the leather work is based in black leather. You could use Rhinox hide for it. It's a similar colour, it's just not quite as dark. It's a little bit less purpley than the black leather colour. The frying pan, I've decided to go for Wartlock bronze, and I'm using any metal work is going to be done in a Wartlock bronze. So it's also kind of a scrap metal sort of a colour scheme going throughout the model. So here we are onto the pump wagon again, and the weird little icons and any rivets and what have you, getting the same sort of base coat. So we've got there's a few ropes knocking about all over the model, and we're starting off with Kokum Copper by Scale 75. Avalon Sunset would work for this. Sort of similar, sort of nice middle yellow for any of the ropes. Nice little bit of brown. It's just generally a nice colour, so it makes the ropes look quite authentic. And what we're doing is I'm using Army Paint Strong Tone, very similar to Agras Earthshade. It's just what I had to hand. Because I was using it all over these pump wagons, I preferred a pipette so I could get more out and mix it with the thinners better. And it's just getting lashed all over the pump wagon, all over the woodwork. So after the soft tone's gone down all over pretty much everything, it's McCrag Blue back over the blues, just to start tidying up, get rid of any of the staining what we don't want. So we're just using the Agrax or soft tone just to add a little bit of depth to the model, make it a little bit more interesting, as we're still only blocking in base colours. Now we're going to start adding some highlights to these flesh tones now, and this is Lauren Green with a mix of Ishtar Pink. Cadian Flesh would work just as well for this. I found that adding pink into the greens for green skin highlight skin tones looks really nice. As you can see, my brush is definitely on its way out, so I'm going to start having to I do have to start hunting around for a new brush, which I do have knocking about in the studio somewhere. It's just a matter of remembering where I left it. So I'm progressively adding more and more Ishtar Pink into the colours, and it's just going to add a nice bit of lightness to the skin without making it look chalk. It's going to leave it, like I say, it's going to leave it kind of a pinky colour towards the higher regions, what the lighter colours, and just building up those colours nice and gently. Starting working on the extremities. Any area of the skin will be stretched, like on the knuckles, but also taking it into the larger areas as well, where the sun would hit. So as you can see, I'm using even more of the pink now. This is just going in the same areas, constantly just bringing extra colour to the Snotling's flesh. And now it's pretty much just pure pink, flesh colour now. It's pretty much pure Ishtar Pink, and this is like I said, it's basically a kind of a Cadian flesh tone. I'm just adding a little bit of extra colour to there, and it just brings the model alive a little bit. It gives it a bit more life, and you can really start to see the interesting facial features on these little dudes. So I've added a bit of Moonray flesh. Screaming Skull will work equally well. It's just to go around the teeth. I'm just going around all the teeth on all the models, just to get a sort of a nice white tooth colour. It's going to get, I'm not over thinking it. It's going to add a wash at the end to bring all the teeth and the nails out together. So Alley Top Blue now is for the blue highlights on all the loincloths, water blue, and any of the robes. As you can see, the teeth have been washed in a little bit of a strong tone, and I'm just highlighting those folds in the robes all over this little dude. I do apologise for my thumb being in the way occasionally. As you can see, these are only tiny little figures, so it's very difficult to get a decent camera angle on them. And I'm using Lothern Blue now for a nice line highlight all over the high points of the robes, where the colour would where the shade would naturally, where the highlights would naturally fall. Onto the red. This is Scale 75's Blood Red. This is probably the same as Mephiston, or maybe a little bit lighter than Mephiston, somewhere on the Evil Sun Scarlet sort of level. And this is going again all over any of the same areas what I did on the with the blue. Just bring those folds out, really make them look a bit more interesting. Now what you do notice is when you start painting the entire team is that there's so many different variants. We've got two of each different variant of the figures, but each one is so much little detail packed into it. It's really interesting to get going. So I did actually thoroughly enjoy painting them, although it was quite laborious with it being quite a lot of models. I'm adding an extra layer of highlights here, which is Beharit Red. Something along of Wildstacker, that sort of thing. It's quite a nice nice colour for the highlights over the Blood Red. So this is Chink Orange. I'm really struggling to think of a colour match for this one. It's sort of a Zamizi Desert, I suppose, and that's going over some of the yellow mushrooms and all over the ropes, just to bring some of that colour out. And now I've added some Arakar flesh into the Kokum Copper, to start adding some actual highlights to this colour, rather than just balancing the colour with the shading. So a little bit more rack off. As you can see, I'm starting to just add some make the mushrooms look like actual mushrooms rather than just some weird kind of stick. The rack off flesh is quite a nice mushroomy colour, so it really does go over the top really lovely. And just to make them a little bit more yellowy, a little bit more vibrant, I'm using a glaze of Lamenter's yellow, just to add a bit more colour to the actual yellow itself. Now a lot of them got tongue sticking out. I really did struggle to get this on camera because, you know, size of figures and everything. But so I did try my best to get this on. And this is Emperor's Children, really nice vibrant colour. And I'm using a little bit of Rakar flesh just to add a little highlight onto it as well. And it makes the tongues look a little bit more interesting. And again, the pink really offsets the nice green skin colours. So this is a mixture of Scale 75's brown leather and black leather, and it's really nice sort of a tan colour this. Maybe Gorefall brown would work, or Doombull brown would make a nice variant for this one. And then I've added some orange leather into it as well, which is again another sort of a light brown colour. And starting to use that to add some additional highlights to it, really make these leathers look a little bit more interesting. So back onto the metal again, and this is Runelord brass by GW. You've seen us use these as colour trio again numerous times, and it does really work well for these sort of instruments and the weird, like, scrappy metal work, which is also using Sycorax bronze as well. And now I've just added a little bit of Rakar flesh onto the Mournfang, just to add some highlights. I'm just going to start. I do go back and tidy it up a little bit just to get the colours to blend a little bit nicer together, and just really went back around and just to neaten things up a little bit. And there you are. That's a very quick Blood Bowl team. Did spend a good week painting these guys, but a really interesting and really colourful bunch of models. You can really go to town on these guys. So obviously, huge thanks to Dave, our Patreon, who kindly let me sent them over to us to get them painted for him. There's so much you can work with these guys. Really interesting looking Blood Bowl team. The pump wagons are absolutely brilliant. Loads going on, but they are a bit of a pig to build. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this. As always, we couldn't do this without you guys watching. So huge thank yous to you for watching. Also, massive thanks to our Patreons for sponsoring this video and allowing us to keep on working our way through these tutorials to keep you entertained during these really bizarre times what we're going through at the minute. So huge thanks to the old boys Matt, Ludwig Hofbauer, D Wack, Mark, Dave, Tom, Spiky Dude, Warren and Ben. Huge thanks to you. You're our top Patreons, so thank you. We couldn't do this without you. Also, massive thanks to the Element Games and the Outpost, who are our affiliate links. Links are in the description. If you go through any of their stuff, please use our links. We get 5% store credit at no cost to you, and you will still get your standard 15 to 20% store discount from as you would from any other place with where you can get any of your normal hobby supplies. In anyway, guys, thank you for watching this little video. A little bit of a random one there. Something different for us to paint, something different for you to have a look at. Great figures. I can't fault them as far as the model quality go. They're brilliant. They're just very small, so quite difficult to get on camera. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.